My name is Daniel Horowitz, and I am a lawyer in California. I'm here to talk about a serious topic for anyone in California who's protected under a restraining order and wondering about their right to carry a concealed firearm. This is a big deal, so let's break it down clearly, step by step, based on California law, specifically Penal Code Section 25600. I'll also touch on some court cases to give you the full picture. Ready? Let's dive in. Picture this. You're under a restraining order because someone's been threatening you. Maybe it's domestic violence, stalking, or another serious situation. You're scared and you're wondering if you can carry a gun to protect yourself without a permit. In California, the law says yes, but only in very specific cases. Here's what you need to know. Under Penal Code Section 25600, you can carry a loaded concealed firearm in public without a permit if two things are true. First, you reasonably believe you're in grave danger because of the situation that led to your restraining order. Second, the court that issued the order found that the person you're protected from is a threat to your life or safety. Both of these have to be in place. No exceptions. Let's unpack that. Grave danger means you genuinely believe your life is at risk, and that belief has to make sense based on the facts, like ongoing threats or violence. The court's finding is just as critical. The judge has to have officially noted that the restrained person is dangerous to you. If either of these is missing, this law doesn't apply, and carrying a concealed gun without a permit could land you in hot water under Penal Code Section 25400, which makes unlicensed concealed carry a crime. Now, this exception is narrow. It's not a free pass to carry a gun anywhere, anytime. You still have to follow other firearm laws, like no carrying in schools or government buildings, and you need to be legally allowed to own a gun in the first place. This law is about giving you a way to protect yourself when the threat is real and immediate, but it's temporary and tied to the restraining order. To put this in context, California's tough on guns for restrained people. If someone's under a restraining order, like for domestic violence or harassment, they're banned from owning or possessing firearms or ammo while the order's active. That's under Penal Code Section 6389, and it's there to keep you, the protected person, safe. Section 25600 flips the script by letting you carry a gun in extreme cases, balancing the scales. Let's talk about some court cases that shed light on this. First up, People v. Overturf from 1976. This case wasn't about restraining orders, but it tackled concealed carry laws. The court said exceptions to these laws, like the one we're talking about, have to be super specific to avoid abuse. So you've got to meet those exact conditions in Section 25600 to stay on the right side of the law. Then there's People v. King from 1978. This one looked at an older, immediate danger exception for concealed carry, kind of like Section 25600. The court said you need a reasonable belief in danger, backed by real evidence, like threats or attacks. If you're relying on Section 25600, you'd better have proof that the restrained person's a serious threat. Another case, in Remarriage of Candiati from 1995, dealt with a domestic violence restraining order. The court stressed how important it is to keep guns away from restrained people to protect victims. While it didn't directly address Section 25600, it shows why this exception exists, to empower people like you when you're in danger. Finally, People v. Yarbrough from 2008 clarified that if you're claiming an exception to concealed carry laws, it's on you to prove it. That means if you're carrying a gun under Section 25600, you need to show the court's finding in your restraining order and evidence of the danger you're facing. Keep those documents handy. So, what should you do if you think this law applies to you? First, check your restraining order. Does it say the restrained person is a threat to your life or safety? If not, this exception doesn't apply. Second, document everything: texts, voicemails, incidents that shows why you're in grave danger. Third, make sure you're following all other gun laws. And most importantly, talk to a lawyer. Carrying a firearm is a huge responsibility, and getting it wrong could mean criminal charges. Beyond carrying a gun, think about other ways to stay safe. Reach out to law enforcement, domestic violence shelters, or support groups. Build a safety plan that covers all the bases. To wrap up, Penal Code Section 25600 is a lifeline for protected people facing real threats, but it's not a blank check. Cases like People v. King and People v. Yarbrough show you've got to dot your I's and cross your T's. If you're in this situation, get informed, get advice, and stay safe.